piggyback off of what y'all said, I think those series are going to be boring. I think those are the most boring series in the playoffs. So I'm going to go ahead and spit mine real quick.
My bad. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first episode of On Second Thought, where we will cover NBA basketball throughout the entire NBA playoffs. So if you like NBA basketball, this is definitely the show for you. So let's get started. Man, I'm your host, Tramell Jeffers, and alongside of me, I have my crew right here. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Taylor York.
And I'm coming to you here bright and early from Los Angeles, California. I'm Jerome Bradford.
All right, it's playoff time. The playoffs are here. We've been waiting for this time. It's finally arrived.
Get your popcorn.
Yeah, get your popcorn ready for sure. For sure. But first, we're going to talk about the NBA play-in. So, the NBA play-in just passed. It's over now. It was very entertaining. And Adam Silver had some words. He says he wants to bring the NBA play-in back. He wants it to continue and be a continuous basis. So do you all believe the NBA play-in format should remain? And we'll go with you first, Jerome.
You want to start with me? Okay, we can start with me. You see how we did that little first take shit going on? I like that. Yeah, man. So, I think the play-in holds weight, but I would be mad if I was the 8th seed and I had a higher record than, I don't know, the 10th seed that miraculously just got in because we had 2 bad games. And now I'm sitting on the couch when the whole year I, deserve that playoff spot technically more than them, But I feel like it's good for the NBA. It allows every game to hold more weight, and it allows for more intrigue on the last week of the season because usually stars are resting and things such as that nature and getting ready for the playoffs. But now it's building more anticipation. So I think, it has a purpose, but just the fairness of it all, could be up for interpretation, but I think it helps.
Well, I get where you're coming from, but if you think about it, all the major sports that we have in the United States, we have the NBA, we have the NFL, we have the MLB. NBA is the only professional entity that did not have a play-in or a wild card. And so I feel like this is the NBA's version of the wild card. And I love me a wild card game. I love watching wild card games for the NFL and for the MLB. And so I feel like, obviously the West is going to be what saves play-in if Adam Silver decides to continue allowing this to go on, because those games were the most exciting. We had last night the Warriors and the Grizzlies go into overtime. LeBron hit the game winner a couple nights ago. It's just like that. I feel like that's the kind of excitement that leads up to going into playoffs. Does it suck for the 8th seed if, they end up losing it? Yeah, but, it comes down to the wire. If you really about it, if you really want to be in playoffs, you're going to do what you need to do to secure your 8th seed. So I feel like the play-in was a great idea.
Okay, now I feel like the play-in was very entertaining. It was a lot of entertaining games. The Warriors versus the Lakers, Warriors versus the Grizzlies, entertaining games, but I disagree. I don't want the play-in to come back. If it ain't working, don't fix it. Keep it the traditional way. The way I am, I really don't like change. I like things to stay the same. So I want it to be the traditional way. And you look at this year, already you have 53% of the league in the playoffs already. Now this year, adding the play-in, you have 66% of the league competing for a playoff spot, or 66% of the teams that have a chance to actually get in the playoffs towards the end of the season. I just think that's too many teams. And since I've been watching basketball, the Eastern Conference has been garbage. one year you have a number one seed that has literally 50 wins, as opposed to the Western Conference. You get 50 wins. One year you might have an A seed. So I don't like it. And you look at this year, the Celtics, the 7th seed, 36-36. They were 500 this year, inconsistent all year. The Wizards, 34-38. They've been terrible all season long until late April when they turned it up a little notch. And then the Indiana Pacers, 34-38. The Charlotte Hornets, 33-39. It's terrible. And then in the Western Conference, the Lakers are 42-30. The Warriors are 39-33. The Grizzlies are 38-34. Then the Spurs, 33-39. There's no reason why the Spurs should be competing to get into the playoffs. They're not even close to the other teams. So I say keep it the traditional way. I don't like it at all. But let's transition on to the playoffs now. It's here. No more play-in. We can worry about that later on down the line.
Worry about that play-in.
I want to know what you all's marquee matchups are in the playoffs this season. First round, I want your Eastern Conference pick, and I want your Western Conference pick. Taylor, you go first. I want to hear what you got to say.
Okay. I mean, obviously, I'm thinking like everybody else. So on the West, I have the Suns versus the Lakers. Everybody loves LeBron.
Yeah.
He's one of the greatest point guards we've had in the NBA, So that, I think that's marquee, because if LeBron and AD can stay healthy, then I think it's going to be a really good series. If they can't stay healthy, if AD gets blown over by the wind, or if LeBron rolls his ankle again, then, things might be a little different. On the Eastern side, I have the Celtics and the Nets, only because the Celtics are such a historic franchise and everybody expects the Celtics to be great. And then we have a new big three, like super team with KD, with Harden, and with Kyrie on the Nets. So I just feel like those are going to be like the really talked about, really big series that are going to be, broadcasted, and everybody's going to love to watch it. So that's what I'm looking forward to, those two series.
I'm not mad at that. Can't be mad at that.
You real happy about Kyrie, so.
I was going to say, my predictions, is it Kyrie exclusionary? Yeah. All right. You feel me? Didn't mention Irv, so I can't take that. So let me discuss my little different spin to it. So with me, I'm a guy. When something's been taken from me, I want revenge. Know what I mean? So that takes me to my series I'm looking forward to this year. The rematches. Dallas versus the Clippers and the Heat versus the Bucks. And if I'm Dallas or the Bucks, I need my revenge. So I'm just curious to see how Luka, the White Jordan, does against Kawhi Leonard in playoff P. Okay, let's see if playoff P can be playoff P and not pandemic P. All right. And then just to be honest, back-to-back MVPs, but back-to-back failures to reach the finals. Okay. So, yeah, I definitely want to see if having Drew Holiday can help him. I mean, you don't have Eric Bledsoe anymore. That helps. Just don't have him on your team. Sorry, Brad. If you see this, you get better. I'm sorry. Get better. But, yeah, man, I just want to see if Porzingis can really affect the Mavericks this year and not have, all the extracurriculars and stuff like that. And, yeah, I just want to see if Jimmy Butler can take the Heat somewhere. Yeah, if it wasn't a fluke. So that's what I was looking for. What about you, Tramell?
To piggyback off of what y'all said, I think those series are going to be boring. I think those are the most boring series in the playoffs. So I'm going to go ahead and spit mine real quick.
My bad. Okay.
I think we know the outcome for those. But the one I'm going with in the West, I got the Denver Nuggets and the Portland Trail Blazers. Jamal Murray went out with the torn ACL injury, so they're kind of shorthanded, but they're still a very good basketball team, still a very dangerous team. I think Michael Porter Jr. will step up in place of Jamal Murray. I think he's going to have a big impact on this Denver Nuggets team. The addition of Aaron Gordon, He's going to help the Denver Nuggets. So I think it'll be competitive. I think that series might go to 7, just like it did 2 years ago. And then in the East, this is the one I'm really, really waiting on. I cannot wait to see this one. And that's the Atlanta Hawks versus the New York Knicks. I think this is going to be the most entertaining series in the NBA playoffs this year. You have the Atlanta Hawks, who are coached by Nate McMillan. Honestly, I think he should win Coach of the Year. They are 27-11 with him as the head coach. He came in and he took over when they were 14-20. And since then, man, they've been balling. Trae Young, Danilo Gallinari, John Collins, they've all been injured this year, and they're still the 5th seed in the NBA. Now they're healthy. DeAndre Hunter's coming back. And then you look at the New York Knicks, Derrick Rose, Julius Randle. They're the number 1 defense in the NBA. They don't really score the basketball like that, but their defense makes up for it. So you got a great offense versus a great defense. And I think you can put those two together. It's going to be very entertaining. It's going to be fireworks. I think that series will be a competitive 6-game series. And I have Atlanta coming out of that one. So those are my games for the playoffs. Those are the games I'm anticipating.
I really like how you came from my series like that. You're not going to sit here and act like Kyrie, Harden, and KD have not played double-digit games together.
I mean, yeah, but you look at the Boston Celtics. They've been inconsistent all year. Jaylen Brown is out. I'm counting them out. That's going to be
I'm counting them out too. Don't get me wrong. But I just feel like,
all I got to say is this. Have you seen the White Jordan play?
I have. Yes, I have.
So can we put some respect on his name? Like that, you think he's just gonna get just gentleman swept again?
Yeah. 4-1. It's gonna be the same as last year.
4-1. But without last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, they went to 6 last year.
We got this, and we gonna do worse.
It should have went to 5 last year if he didn't hit that game winner. I'm saying it's going to 5. That series will not be that entertaining.
What about if they didn't get Porzingis thrown out the game? We can do that.
Dallas is losing at 5. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to be that entertaining. So now it brings us to the hot take. Mm-hmm. Now, the sizzling hot takes. We know the loser ends up having to take hot sauce. So we're going to come back to this later on. And whoever has the worst prediction, they're taking the hot sauce. So give me your hot take right now. Taylor, I want to hear it because I know the hot sauce is coming real soon. So
Who we sponsored by? You don't got a sponsorship yet? Hey, y'all work on that production.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
God.
Well, my mama didn't raise no punk, so I'm going to say what I have to say. And if I got to take a shot of hot sauce, so be it. My hot take is the Nuggets versus the Trailblazers will be the most entertaining series in the first round on the Western side. So I just feel like both teams, Dame Lillard always has to play with a chip on his shoulder. Like, he doesn't get the credit that he deserves. The fans are going to give him credit, but like the media and other people aren't giving him the credit that he deserves. So he's always going to play with a chip on his shoulder. TJ McCollum is tired of being in the same position that Dame Lillard's always in. So I feel like both of them playing with the chip on their shoulders. Then you got the Nuggets. They were the most entertaining team last year in playoffs in the bubble. So I feel like, that's what's going to make it entertaining.
Okay. Jerome, let's see what you got to say.
I predict that the Mavericks, thank you, led by the White Jordan, that's the catalyst. Thank you. I'm going to say it real slow so y'all get it. We'll defeat the Clippers in 6 games.
What?
Okay.
What?
You need me to explain or?
You joking, right?
All right, so hear me out. Last year, the Clippers struggled with the Mavericks, even though Luka Doncic's best player last year probably in the playoffs was Trey Burke and Seth Curry. So now we have more perimeter defense, Josh Richardson and Finney Smith to guard Pandemic P and the Braids. And we got Porzingis down there that's going to give all their big men that low post work, that little mid fade. I mean, you can't stop a 7'3" unicorn. I mean, they could probably try to injure him again, but I feel like if Porzingis is available, because the best ability is
availability, right?
I'll let y'all get that availability. So I just think as though it's just karma. They just got it for him. They got it coming for him, man. So I think Luka has to get there. He can't just keep losing in the second round and be the white Jordan. So yeah, I mean, he might have to take a couple bumps up the road, but man, I think he's great enough to have them win that series, especially with some help. So yeah, I'm taking Luka in 6.
I think we can all agree that, Jerome, you will definitely be the first one to take hot sauce on this show. And my hot take, we all know last year, the Milwaukee Bucks, they got disappointed in the second round to the Miami Heat. They lost in 5 last year. This year, it's revenge season. And I have the tables flipped. It's going to be 4-1, the Milwaukee Bucks. They're going to defeat the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat cannot score for anything. They've been inconsistent all year. Tyler Hero's been inconsistent. Duncan Robinson's been inconsistent. Jimmy Butler has been hurt every now and then. They're not the same Miami Heat team. They overachieved last year. And now with the addition of Drew Holiday, replacing Eric Bledsoe, he can score better. He can facilitate better. He's a little bit better defender. He is a bigger player than Eric Bledsoe. And he just brings a much bigger impact. So I think the addition of Drew Holiday will change things, and the Milwaukee Bucks will defeat the Miami Heat in 5 games. So that's my hot take.
I'm not mad. Oh, let me do one more hot take before we go. Can I have the camera on? Oh, okay. We have all of us. My hot take. Guess a sponsor by the next episode. So, we ain't just, Crystal or some Red Rooster. God damn, can y'all work on that? Shit.
I got you.
You're hot with it. Damn, habanero pepper. You feel me? It ain't our fault. Can we get the team on it? I ain't trying to call y'all out, but I mean, we'll come to y'all next time, man. I'm just talking shit, man.
Yeah, but we got the playoffs. I'm ready. Let's go watch these games. And that was the first episode of On Second Thought. I can't wait to come back next week. Stay tuned next week. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment in the comment section. And we'll be back next week. This is On Second Thought. For exclusive shows and premium content, subscribe to the Polaris Network on Patreon.